demand, and now we can now this is supply. Supply is similar to demand, but just opposite. In demand, we studied ability and willingness to buy. Here it is ability and willingness to sell. So if by right is supply, supply actually means supply. Actually, this is from producer point of view. Supply is willingness, willingness plus ability to supply. Ability to provide or supply. Okay. Ability to provide.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is supply. This supply, and then again now we will study what is the law of supply. Again, same thing. Law of supply is law of supply. Actually, this is the relationship between quantity, price and quantity supplied. Quantity supplied. Okay, this is a relationship. This is called law of demand. Okay, but this is positive. Remember, this is positive relation. Okay, this is positive relation. So we can just write down positive relation. Positive relation between price and quantity supplied. And same thing I can write down here. If the price P for price and if I write Q S, that is quantity supplied. So if price increases, yes, quantity supplied also increases.
Increases.
So, or if the price decreases, quantity supplied also decreases. Okay. So supply, what we studied so far, we studied supply, we studied law of supply, and we also see here this is law. This is also law of supply. When the price increases, quantity supplied also increases. When the price decreases, quantity supplied also decreases. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll be going down. Supply already studied, and from okay, high profit. Okay. Why they start supplying more? Because when the price increases, that means your profit increases. So they will start supplying more and more. If they start if the price decreases, they will start supplying less because they think their profit will be reduced. Okay. Another thing is, suppose activity, and now activity we are doing, investigate the factor that affect the supply of one following product: coffee, chocolate, tea, sugar, oil. This is activity, physical activity you have to do in the class. Right now we cannot do it. Okay. Okay, then here what we are going to do, determinant supply. Same thing what we studied in what we studied in demand. Determinant, actually we are talking about factor other than the price. So here again, if any factor other than the price affect the demand, affect the supply, we are talking about those factors. Number one is time. You see, time actually is a very important factor. Suppose everything you cannot increase very quickly. Suppose the electricity. If you want to increase the supply of the electricity, you cannot increase very quickly. It will take maybe 10 years, 15 years. But in the agricultural products, it will take a little more time, little less time as compared to electricity. Suppose it will take 3 months, 4 months until unless your new crops comes. Okay. But if the price of shoes increases, you can within the maybe 2 or 3 weeks you can increase the production and you can increase the supply. So this is depend upon the types of the product. Okay. So
Yeah.
another point is weather. If especially in the agricultural output, if the weather is good, favorable weather will increase the agricultural output, and if it is unfavorable, supply decreases because it damages the crops and it will reduce the supply of the agricultural product. Airline also, if it is if the condition is not good, I mean it's very, I mean hot, or very cold, or maybe rain, very heavy rain, or maybe some snowfall, heavy snowfall. So airline is normally stop, or they reduce their operation, limit their operation. So, clear? So this is whether affect the supply. Another thing, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means suppose if you are the price of corn जो है वो decreases. So instead of producing corn, people start producing the apples. If the price of apple increases. Okay, so opportunity cost means if because you have the land, you can produce corn, you can produce apple. If the price of apple increases, so you stop producing or cultivating corn, you will start cultivating or producing what? Apples. So to increase your profit. Okay. And another very important factor is tax. If tax is imposed, remember one graph I'm showing it here. One graph I'm showing. Suppose this is supply graph. Okay. If the price if the tax imposed, normally it goes to the left hand side. Remember it. It is goes on the left hand side.
Yeah.
This is supply, and this is S1. Okay, remember it. If there is this happen, what happen? If the tax is there, it will go to the left hand side. And another thing, suppose if it is subsidies, then what happen? It goes to the right hand side. Subsidies means government supporting it. So what happen? It goes on the right hand side. In the case of subsidies, is it clear?
Hmm.
It will go to the right hand side. So this is due to subsidies, and this is due to this tax. The due to tax, clear, and this is
Yeah.
due to subsidies. So here any problem?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, so another thing is innovation. If you start producing new goods, so what happen? Demand is increasing. Innovation means if you so using the internet technology or technology, that means your production will increase automatically. So what happen if you get the innovation, if you are using the machinery, new machinery, then you can increase your production, and in this way, the supply curve will shift to the right. Okay, if you are if your if new things are there, so definitely it will increase the supply with the same, remember, with the same price. That is why shift is there. Another thing is production cost. If cost of production increases, your supply will decrease. Supply curve will shift to the left. Okay, if if your cost of production falls, that means your cost of production decrease means that means actually your increase profit will increase. So what will happen? Supply curve will shift to the right. Okay, if the price if the cost of production decreases, then what happen? If the rise, then production cost will reduce supply, and it will go to the left hand side. Clear? Subsidies, already I told you, subsidies, what happen if subsidy is there, I mean it will go to the reducing the cost of production, and it will go to the right hand side. Okay, price and supply, remember, now we can go quickly here. Suppose here price and supply actually this is the duty. Remember, if it is along the curve, that is law of supply increase. Suppose this price increases, supply also increases. Okay, this is along the curve. This is called along the curve movement, right? And if
Yeah.
it is affected by any factor other than the price, that is called this is movement along the supply curve. That is contraction extension. You see, contraction expansion. If it is price decreases, supply also decreases. If price increases, supply also increases. This is called extension. This is called contraction. And whenever we see extension, contraction, we look at the quantity. If quantity decreases, we call it contraction of demand. If quantity increases, we call it extension of supply. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the individual and supply and market supply is very simple. If the airline, if you are it's Airbus and the Boeing, these are the individual supply. If you add it, because normally these are the two aircraft maker. So if the added, that will be total supply. That actually means there is no other supply. So that is the market for the aircrafts. Okay. Condition of supply, I told you. Condition of supply actually means that condition actually, when we talk about condition, we are talking about the shift in supply curve. And shift in supply curve always with factor other than the price. Remember it. So if it is this price, uh, this is the S1. So if it is same price, if your supply increases, that is outward shift. If the same price but your supply decreases, this is called inward supply. So you see, an increase in supply is shown by a rightward shift of the supply curve from S1 to S2. Similarly, a fall in supply is represented by the leftward shift to the supply curve S1 to S3. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all. We can just okay, we can do one or two activity as well. Then we can finish it. It is using appropriate supply diagram. You have to do it. Supply diagram using the impact of supply. You have to draw the graph. Okay. Then you can do at your
Okay.
home. Okay, and then you have to do this one as well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we can just finish it. Okay.